everyone, my name is Sirath, and today I'll be talking to a good friend of mine, Ekaterina Curry, about a very cool topic called superpowers.
I got that power.
Ekaterina is the global head of ratings operation at S&P. I love talking to her. She's smart, she's humble, she's established, and just like me, she was born in a different country but still has strong values connected to her roots. I met her a few years ago for a leadership training in New York, and we both connected over creating a sense of purpose and finding meaning in the work that we do. Now, speaking of purpose, today's topic, as I said before, is superpowers, and we will talk about what is a superpower, why you need it, how can you find your superpower, and how do you grow your superpower. So, Ekaterina, without further ado, can you explain what is a superpower?
Thank you, Sarah. A superpower is a unique skill. It's something that you have that sets you apart. It's a differentiator. It's something that you use at work and makes you valuable, and it's something that you often use outside of work as well. You're typically good at it and you enjoy doing it. And an example is someone I observed recently in a meeting who was a master synthesizer. They were able to extract the most valuable point from various different opinions in conversation and put it together. And that was clearly their superpower, is to be able to extract and synthesize the most important point of the conversation. When you use your superpower, work is easier and you feel more confident, and it's a win-win both for you and for your company. Now, can you tell us, Sirat, why do superpowers matter? Why are they important?
Sure, Katrina. When you know what you're good at, you can choose the work that brings those superpowers to the forefront. And what are superpowers but a fancy schmancy way to refer to your top skills, right? Also, superpowers or your top skills are not specific to just one industry or a type of role. A record number of people are considering role changes and job changes and career transitions. And one way to feel confident if you are on that path is to know what you bring to the table. In your example, Ekaterina, of the master synthesizer, that is a universal skill that can be easily applied to any team setting. Another transferable superpower is being a facilitator, bringing a diverse group of people together to work on innovative solutions. And companies are more open to exploring candidates from different backgrounds and industries because they want to match the right skill set to the right role. And by knowing what you are good at, you take control of that process. You can direct the types of roles you want and leverage the company's resources to propel your career in the path that you want to go. And those are some of the reasons why knowing your superpowers are important. But how do you find those superpowers? Here are some quick questions to ask yourself.
Typically, I think back over the past year and think about what I've done and what I've accomplished at work. And I ask myself, what am I most proud of? And that gives me the highlights to begin the exploration, to look back and see, where did I deliver most impact, most value, and what are the highlights that I'm most proud of? Typically, they would be linked to the superpower that I used. Sirat, can you tell us about the next question you ask?
Sure, Ekaterina. Another question to ask yourself is, what are you most naturally drawn to? Maybe you like to break down complex ideas by converting them into simple visual aids to convey your message. Or you're a serial learner and you can pick up new skills and, with ease and apply them quite quickly. Another question you can ask yourself is, what do you get the most compliments for? And for this, it's always nice to ask your trusted friends and coworkers what they think your top traits are. Maybe you're told repeatedly that you're a great presenter and you can really paint a nice story with your words and people are always engaged when you talk. All of these are great examples of superpowers, so pay attention. Now, Ekaterina, I think you have another question for us.
I really like those questions, Sirat, and I especially relate to the question about compliments, when you get compliments. And really, another way to ask that question is, where is your expertise? On your team, at your work, when do people come to you for questions, for advice, for help? That's the compliments and that's your expertise. A lot of times those are linked and that's part of your superpower. And then the last question that I typically ask myself is, what am I willing to sacrifice for? When am I willing to stay up late and finish something, whether it's a project, a presentation, whatever it is at work, that even if I'm not on a deadline, I am in the state of flow. I enjoy doing it and I'm willing to keep working until I finish it. And that gives me an indication that, this may be something I'm drawn to. It's part of my arsenal of skills and one of my superpowers.
So far, we've discussed what is a superpower, why it's important, how do you identify it, and now we have to talk about the most important part: how do you nurture your superpower? How do you grow it? And we have a few quick pointers for you. Number one, start small but be consistent. Identify the situations where you can use your superpower and then lean into the discomfort of unleashing your potential. I'm going to let that sink in for a second. Now, for example, if your team is looking for someone to do a marketing presentation and you happen to be a great presenter, by all means, do that presentation. Raise your hand and say you're going to do it. You got to take those chances. Now, Ekaterina, you have a few others, right?
Sure, Sirat. So next you think about where you're going. What's your end game? Where do you want to end up with in terms of this superpower? And you think about who's good at that. Imagine your superpower that you're trying to grow and nurture is to be a really top presenter. So then you think about who are the people who are really good at that? What kind of competency and skills do they have? What kind of habits do they have? What kind of mindset do they have? And once you've identified that, that leads me to kind of the last part of this journey, which is create your learning plan and just do the work. And while it's not glamorous, this is really the crux and the most important part of developing your superpower, is investing the time in developing and learning and using your learning plan so that you can get to be as strong as you can on your superpower.
All right, folks, that's the content we had for you this week on superpowers. And remember to leave a comment below and let us know what your superpowers are. Until then, be happy, be safe, be you.